Have you ever found yourself, really passionate about a craft, aiming super high, but the tools you need just aren't there? It's a unique kind of frustration, isn't it?
Oh, it really is. And that gap, that specific unmet need, often that's where the real innovation sparks. You either, you settle or you have to create it yourself.
Exactly. And that's precisely the story we're diving into today. We're looking at the world of permanent makeup PMU, specifically the pigments.
Right. We're focusing on BROVI PMU Pigments from Anna Kutsevolova. And we're pulling our insights from the About BROVI PMU Pigments material on the Supreme Permanent site.
Yeah, so our mission here is to kind of trace how these pigments even came about. It started from like a personal need, right?
And then through this really intensive collaborative development, and finally how they now fit into this much larger support system for PMU artists everywhere.
We really want to understand what makes BROVI stand out in such a demanding field. Okay, so let's get into it. The whole thing kicked off because of a pretty straightforward yet critical challenge. Just a lack of high-quality inks on the market that would meet all professional requirements.
Right. If you're a PMU artist working at a high level, you need more than just color. You need consistency, safety, performance. It has to match your skill.
And what's really interesting here, like you said, is this wasn't some big strategy to take over the market, was it?
Not at all. The source is super clear that the first batch was literally made for our own consumption in the studio. It was solving their own problem first.
It really screams, I need this for my work, and if no one else makes it, well, I guess I will.
Exactly. And Anna Kutsevolova, being the owner of the BROVI studio, she lived that problem. She understood that professional need intimately from the inside.
That really highlights how, authentic innovation happens sometimes.
It really does. And it wasn't a rush job either. The development was very iterative. They worked on colors, tested formulas again and again over time, constant refinement.
And I thought this part was particularly smart. They didn't just keep the testing internal.
No, that's key. The source mentions many PMU artists were involved in the testing.
Which is huge, because then those same external artists, they in fact became the first regular buyers.
Right. Talk about organic validation. It proved its worth in the real world with actual practitioners before any official big launch, wouldn't you say?
Absolutely. It's like the best kind of market research. It shows the product had inherent value from the get-go.
For sure. So while the official sales under the BROVI brand started in 2018, the serious R&D, the groundwork, had started way before that.
That commitment to getting it right first, quality over speed, seems so crucial in PMU.
Oh, incredibly critical. The results are right there on someone's face, potentially for years. You can't rush that.
So how did that intense development translate into the actual product range for artists?
Well, it meant that when BROVI did launch widely, the product was genuinely fully developed, tested, and brought to the highest level of quality. It wasn't a beta test. It was ready. And you see that reflected in these specific pigment collections they offer now. Things like the BROVI Plus Hybrid Collection, the BROVI 1 Inorganic Brow Pigments.
And separate lip pigments, too. What do those different types like hybrid versus inorganic mean practically for an artist?
That's where the deep craft knowledge comes in. So hybrid pigments, for example, often mix organic and inorganic components. This could give you like vibrancy and stability. Really versatile.
Okay, sort of best of both worlds sometimes.
Kind of, yeah. Whereas inorganic pigments, particularly for brows, are often prized because they tend to heal very stably and predictably. Less risk of weird color shifts down the line.
Which sounds pretty important for brows.
Absolutely critical. So knowing these differences lets the artist pick the absolute best tool for that specific client, that specific skin type, that desired look.
And it's not just the main colors either. They've got things like the BROVI color, diluent, and correctors, essential extras.
Totally essential. Diluents let you adjust the saturation, get softer shades, and correctors. Indispensable for neutralizing unwanted tones or working over previous PMU. It shows they understand the real-world challenges.
That level of detail is impressive.
It is. But then you zoom out, in BROVI Pigments, they're actually part of this much bigger thing, the Supreme Permanent platform.
Right. This sounds like more than just a shop. It's positioned as a whole ecosystem.
Exactly. It's not just pushing the BROVI brand. They offer a massive range of other top pigment lines too. Swiss Color, Etalon Mix, Hanify, Any Pigments, Even Flow, tons of choices.
So artists aren't locked into one thing?
Not at all. And it goes way beyond pigments. It's like a genuine one-stop shop.
You mean like cartridges, tools, all the necessary supplies?
Everything, yeah. Cartridges from multiple top brands, Supreme, Artist, Quadrin, Vertex, you name it, and all those PMU must-haves.
It's like practice skins and mapping tools.
High-quality practice skins, they mentioned Supreme silicone, even 3D models for realistic practice. Mapping tools, definitely. Aftercare products, numbing creams, specialized skincare, the whole 9 yards.
Wow, okay. They're really trying to cover the entire professional workflow.
It seems like it. Streamlining the supply side for artists must be a huge help.
And is there support beyond just selling products? Education, maybe?
Oh, yeah. Big time.
Yeah.
They have detailed color charts, not just for BROVI, but for many brands they carry. There are My Courses paid and free options plus tutorials.
That's great. And what about safety info? That seems paramount.
Absolutely. And they provide MSDS material safety data sheets for BROVI and several other major pigment lines like Swiss Color, Etalon Mix, Anafi. Transparency on safety is key.
It really feels like they've tried to think of everything from the artist's perspective.
It does. And they've made it globally accessible too.
How so?
Well, the website supports multiple languages, English, Spanish, Russian. And the list of currencies they accept is huge, covering countries all over the world.
Making it easy for artists anywhere to order.
Seems that way. Plus, practical things like free shipping thresholds. They mentioned over $100 in the U.S., over $200 for Canada. Little things that make a difference.
And modern payment options to seal the deal.
You bet. All the usual credit cards, but also Apple Pay, Google Pay, PayPal, Venmo, even Amazon Pay. Very user-friendly, very current.
Okay, so let's wrap this up. This deep dive really shows how a very specific internal need for better PMUings
blossomed into this incredibly well-developed product line, BROE, that's now distributed globally.
Right. It wasn't just an idea cooked up for the market. It came from inside the studio, driven by real user needs, tested like crazy before it went wide.
That inside-out approach,
Yeah.
Solve your own problem first.
It's a really compelling story, and it does leave you thinking, doesn't it? Like, what does this tell us about the power of solving a problem for yourself and for your peers first, instead of just, chasing what you think the market wants?
Right. Could this model, internal innovation, validated externally by the community, could that be a kind of blueprint for success in other highly specialized fields?
Yeah, encouraging that genuine quality, that deep community support that comes from really understanding the need firsthand. Something to mull over.